Hey, we're still together. Wednesday, hump day. Y'all know it's like, man, not my favorite day, but I'm making it work. And, it's all good. Every day is a blessing and a gift from God. But we're here to actually, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, to focus our attention, our eyes, our sights on God. That's what these Power Minutes are meant to do. I'm going to read you a verse, give you a thought with it, and then end with an application question. All right? I'm Lina, by the way, if we haven't met before. These are called Power Minutes. Today's Power Minute is called Grow Up. Our verse is Psalm 145:15. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food in due season. I have an amazing nephew who will remain nameless. He only has one vice. He loves to shop, especially with his single Aunt Lina. Every time we go to a store, he's on a mission. He knows that if he asks persistently enough, I'll get him what he asks for. Lately, I've noticed that he's developed a habit of asking for stuff he doesn't even need. After talking to my sister about it, I've started to say no to my nephew. The reason I've started to say no is not because I don't love my nephew. It's also not because I cannot afford to get him what he wants. I'm learning to say no because my nephew needs to learn a few things, like the value of money and the importance of waiting. He needs to learn self-control and self-sacrifice. He needs to learn things that are necessary for his long-term success in life. So because I love my nephew so deeply, I'm saying no to him for his own good. Do you get easily frustrated with God when he says no to the things you ask of him? Perhaps he's simply teaching you to become more mature. In due season, he'll give you all that you need and more in himself. Now think about this. Think about a couple of the things God has held back from you recently. What could he be teaching you in these refusals? Life is full of no's and not yets, right? Not every prayer is yes, 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 because otherwise we'd be spoiled. And honestly, it would be bad for us. We don't even need half the stuff we ask for. But there are some things that we're waiting on God for. And I just want to remind you today that just because God hasn't given it yet doesn't mean he's not gonna, but it might mean that there's a lesson here in the making. And so, I don't always love that. Well, let's learn, the lesson in this situation. But I do think sometimes it's important to stop and ask God, what is your reason in waiting here? And so if that's you and you're waiting on God and you're frustrated in the waiting and you want, like my nephew, like I want, I love Amazon Prime. Maybe it's time for us to process some of the ways that we've changed with our culture because we've become this high demand, give me what I need now culture. And that's contrary to what's good for our maturity. So I think a lot of things that are biblical principles and things that God and Christ model are not in the same vein that our culture is. And so let's be okay with not feeling like everybody else. And let's be okay with being willing to learn to live self-sacrificially. It may not be the easy way, but it's the right way. So, hey, that means we make the most of this Wednesday and you come back tomorrow. Listen, you can get these written transcripts at livingwithpower.org/power minute, and I'll see you again tomorrow.